healthcare, education, transportation so we can get to our jobs, voting rights, women's health, the climate, sensible gun laws, our children, our future. Thank you so much for digging deep. This is the man that's going to fight hard for all of those issues and fight hard for you every single day. My husband, the former and future governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe.
Hello, everybody. Are we fired up, ready to go? Let's see those moves. What an honor to be with everybody here tonight. Let's thank our great senator and all of our elected officials who are here with us tonight. And there's one person who has not been recognized, so I'd like to recognize a former First Lady of the Commonwealth of Virginia and former First Daughter of the United States of America. Linda Robb is in the house with us here tonight. Folks, you've heard a lot tonight. We are 16 days away from Election Day. 16 days to keep this train running the way we need this state to keep going. I would just say very briefly, think back 8 years ago when I stood here, when I ran for governor. Our economy was in the ditch. We had the most anti-women, anti-gay, anti-immigrant, anti-environment, pro-gun legislation in the United States of America. We got elected in 2013. We stopped all their nonsense after 2013, and I'm very proud. I replaced the Board of Health, and I kept all 16 women's clinics open here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm the first governor in America after the historic Supreme Court ruling to perform a gay marriage in the United States of America. And my point was, we got to rebuild this economy. And in order to do it, it has to be open and welcoming. And guess what? 1,100 companies came here, Amazon, Google, Facebook. We became a state that everybody wanted to come to. And I'm also very proud, even though I inherited a $2.4 billion hole in the budget, I still put $1 billion into K-12 to lift up all of our children to make sure we have a world-class education here. And I'm a fighter. Y'all know that. And I leaned in on social justice issues. I came in office, we had 114-year-old racist Jim Crow law, where if you had committed a felony, you never vote for the rest of your life. Well, folks, that's outrageous. So with the swipe of my pen in April 2016, I gave the rights to 206,000 Virginians to give them back the right to vote. It was the largest enfranchisement of voters in over 100 years. Today in Virginia, 277,000 people can vote that could not vote 8 years ago. And folks, that's why you do what you do. To support folks who will get in and lift people up every day. And that's what this election is all about. Now, I've got big, bold plans. I got 20 plans, 166 pages. That's why I'm back running again. I want to take Virginia to the next level. Education, that's my main initiative. You know why? We rank 50th out of 50 states on average teacher pay as it compares the average pay of our citizens. Really? We're the 10th wealthiest state in America. So I promise you, when we get elected, I promise you, we are going to pay our teachers above the national average for the first time ever. I promise you that all 3- and 4-year-old at-risk students in Virginia, everyone's going to get pre-K here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I promise you, as governor, every single home will be wired. Every child will have access to broadband. How unfair during COVID. You have online learning, and 14% of our children can't learn online because they don't have broadband access. Is that fair? No, it is not. And you listen to me closely. I am so proud. I'm going to make sure by January of 2024, we raise the minimum wage to $15 here in the Commonwealth. I promise you, by January 2024, we are going to get paid sick days here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I promise every one of you, we're going to get paid family medical leave here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So, folks, I'm ready to go. I got more energy today than the day I was born. But I need your help. We got to make sure we get the first Afro-Latino woman in the history of Virginia to be our lieutenant governor. And I got to tell you, folks, listen to me. I got to have an attorney general because I kept using executive orders like on restoration of rights. They sued me for contempt of court. They tried to take me to the Supreme Court. I got to have Mark Herring with my back here as attorney general. And I got to have a Democratic House of Delegates to get all of this done. So are you folks ready to go? Yeah! We need to get this done. And we need to get everybody early vote. I am so proud of all of you. This weekend, our goal was to knock on 80,000 doors. I just got the report. 102,000 doors knocked on this weekend. You did it. People are all excited, and we saw what happened last Wednesday. Think about that in Glen Allen, Virginia, at a Glenn Youngkin rally. They actually pledged allegiance to a flag that was used at the January 6th insurrection. Think of that for a second. Shameful, disgraceful. And you know what he called it? Weird. Well, let me tell you, folks, you all do surrogate events for me. If that had happened at one of my rallies, I would have been out immediately. Disgraceful, despicable, and that will not be tolerated in this country. That's what Glenn Youngkin should have said. And then what happened? Donald Trump calls in. You all saw that. What does he say? Oh, Glenn Youngkin will do whatever we want him to do. That's what Donald Trump said. And what does he want him to do? He's pledged he will ban abortions here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. He says the most important issue facing Virginia is not jobs, not education, not health care, election integrity. That is the big, bold lie of 2020. Well, let me be clear with all these cameras here so there's no issues. To Glenn Youngkin and Donald Trump, Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election. And then the other day he says, oh, let's audit the Virginia machines. Forget all that nonsense. We cannot have Glenn Youngkin here. He will take this state back. He will destroy our economy. His education plan, 43,000 teachers will be cut. I'm trying to raise teacher pay, and he'll cut 43,000 teachers. We cannot go back. He is against gay marriage. He is against a woman's right to choose. I can tell you this, I negotiated 1,100 deals. I wrote the bid for Amazon. Let me tell you, no business is coming to a state that discriminates against anybody. Open and welcoming is the message of the Commonwealth of Virginia. So, folks, how many have voted here? Put your hands up. Who hasn't voted? Okay. Folks, listen to me carefully. Those that have not voted, make me a promise you'll go vote this week. We got to get early vote because we're spending time and money chasing you down, calling you, texting you, knocking on your door. Once you vote, you come off our list. So if you're tired of getting Terry McAuliffe texts, go vote. We'll save you that. All right, folks, it's all about voting, and I want to bring up to the stage, I love this woman, I want you to know. When she ran for governor, I went down, I did a lot of events for her because I just thought, you talk about the New South, you think of Stacey Abrams and what she was able to do. This woman is a fighter, and after they disenfranchised 1.4 million Georgia voters during her election for governor, if all of those people had not been disenfranchised, she would be the governor of the state of Georgia today. But she didn't complain. She didn't. You know what she did? She got up the next day and said, I'm going to make sure every person in this country has the ability to go vote, that it is fair, that it is easy, and is as accessible to every single American. She has been a fighter to lift us up. We would not have had Georgia, would not have gone blue for us in the presidential. We would not have won both of those Senate seats. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest voting rights champion we have out there today. Let's give a big Virginia welcome to Stacey Abrams.
Governor McAuliffe. Love you too. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is my honor to be here to stand with my friend Governor Terry McAuliffe as he becomes the next governor of the great state of Virginia. It's my honor to be here with Hala Ayala, who I have known as a delegate and know will make an extraordinary lieutenant governor. To be here with Attorney General Mark Herring as he continues to fight for justice here in this state. To Senator Mark Warner, who had lunch with me back before anybody cared that I existed, and helped me think about how do you bring together urban, suburban, and rural in the state of Georgia and across the South. To Representative Don Byers, who stands up every day for the values of the great Commonwealth of Virginia. I'm here because y'all gotta get this done, man. We got 16 days. 16 days to show America what we are and what we will be. Because lest we forget, it was only a little while ago that we were wondering if we were going to have a country left. We had this election back in November. Some folks don't think it's over yet. We know it is. We know that in 2020, Virginia stood up and said proudly, we are a state that looks to the future, that recognizes our past, but we're not going to bring our past mistakes with us. In 2019, you all took the step of expanding access to the right to vote, so let's make sure in 2021 you use it. As the governor pointed out, I'm a daughter of the South. I grew up in Mississippi, came of age in Georgia. I love the South. I was technically born in the North, and I love my home state of Wisconsin, but I'm very happy to be in the South. But the South has always come with complications. We're a place of beauty and of extraordinary capacity, but we also come with terrible history. And our constant battle is to remember what we've been, but to fight for who we can be. In Virginia, you have always been the leader in helping us understand. What you have done in the last 4 years, what you have done in the last 8 years, what you have done for so long is show us what's possible. And at a moment where people are a bit concerned about where we are, you've got to be the state to show us where we're going. You see, it's not just what you can do, it's in your name. You're a commonwealth. And you believe that everyone should have access to the wealth of our nation, that everyone should have access to the social justice in our nation, that everyone should have access to the opportunity of our nation, that our common bonds are stronger than any division they might try to sow among us. You are a state that when you saw hundreds of thousands of felons being told that they had served their debt, but they were never going to be free of it, it was this governor who signed their justice back into reality and gave them access to the right to vote. When state after state in the South refused to expand Medicaid because they were afraid that if you gave poor people access to health care, they might just survive, it was Virginia that helped to lead the charge. Virginia that expanded Medicaid, building on the work that was done by Governor Terry McAuliffe. You all have great jobs and great opportunities, but you also face a grave threat. You see, I'm here to tell you that just because you win doesn't mean you're won. We've got folks who are ready to take back what they think is theirs, but they are not entitled to our progress. They are not entitled to our justice. They are not entitled to our votes. But either we use them or we lose them. I come from a state where I was not entitled to become the governor. But as an American citizen and a citizen of Georgia, I'm going to fight for every person who has the right to vote to be able to cast that vote. And here in Virginia, you need to cast that vote for Terry McAuliffe. You need to cast that vote for Hala Ayala. You need to cast that vote for Mark Herring. And while you're at it, go all the way down the ballot. Don't stop till you reach the bottom. And then double check your work. Because we know we'll move all the way through. because we know what is possible. You all stood up to those who said that gun safety could not be done in the South, and you got it done. And now you have the chance to do something about a minimum wage that is below the minimum of what we need to live. You have the opportunity to show America that you can do good and do well at the exact same time. That is what's at stake. Now, I'm the daughter of not one but two pastors. And I'm from the South, where we are taught to say that if you can't say something nice about someone, keep it to yourself. But I'm not at home right now. I'm very fond of Maya Angelou, and she had she told us, you know, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. Well, there's some guy on the ballot who has shown you that he will cut jobs, that he will steal votes, that he does not believe in the integrity of elections or integrity at all, it seems. Someone who would allow the insurrection to be used as a rallying cry for his election. That is not what you need here in Virginia.
No.
But on the other hand, you've got a man on the ballot who has shown you that he will stand up for justice, for people, for women's rights, for human rights. That he will be on the side of justice every time. Terry McAuliffe has shown us who he is, so let's make sure we believe him. Let's make sure we believe him. So I've got 3 jobs for you, Virginia. You got 16 days. So first of all, I need you to show up. Say show up. Yeah. You have got to, I saw some of you whose hands hadn't gone up yet. Yeah. You need to go and vote. And you need to vote early, and here's why. Not only does it stop Terry from texting you, but people learn from what they see. And every time there's a report about the numbers going up, about the early votes going in, people learn that they have the right to cast their ballots early. They learn that they have the right to have their voices heard. You've got to show up so we can show them that their vote matters, that their vote counts. You're here because you get it, so let's go and do it. Show up, say it, say show up. Show up. Number 2, you got to show out. Say show out.
Show out.
You've got to bring people with you. Once you've gotten your votes in, I need you to find 5 people. Folks that you're friends with, your family, people you owe money to, people who owe you money. Yeah. But you got to find 5 people, and you've got to get them to vote. And I don't want you to yell at them. I don't want you to harangue them. I want you to ask them, what worries you? What help do you need? And then explain to them that it is voting that makes that possible. That in a democracy, when we put our common good together in our commonwealth, we are bound together. And that despite some disappointments, voting isn't magic. Voting is medicine. Yeah. It is how we treat the ills in our society. It is how we start to address the challenges we face. But we've got to take the time to have those conversations. You've got 16 days to administer this medicine, to give the dosage right. I need you to find 5 folks and inoculate them against despair. Find 5 folks and make sure you push aside their apathy. Find 5 folks and get them to the polls. Because if we show out, say show out. If you can get 5 people to the polls, that's 5 more people and 5 more people, and that is the margin of victory in this election. So we got to show out. Say show out.
Show out.
So we're going to first do what? Say show up.
Show out.
We're going to what?
Show out.
And the next thing we're going to do is show America. Say show America.
Show America.
I'm here from Georgia. We don't have an election this year for the governor. But I know what happens here matters across this country. You see, when you decide who's going to lead you, people decide whether they're going to follow. And here in Virginia, you have the chance to set the stage. Do we go in the direction of the future, or do we regress to a past that is dark and bitter and mean and does not believe in all of us? Do we stand with people who want us to have more, or do we go with people who believe we deserve less? We have to show America who we are, and it starts here in Virginia. It starts here in Fairfax. It starts here in this election. And if we show America what Virginia can do, we can show America what we can become. Yeah. We need you to show America that Virginia hasn't taken its foot off the gas. That Virginia isn't walking backwards, that it is looking forward, that progress is at hand. We need you to do, I need you to show up. Say it, show up. Show up. I need you to show out. Show out. And I need you to show America. Show America that we will elect Terry McAuliffe McAuliffe and Hale Ayala, that we're going to elect absolutely Mark Harrington, that we're going to go up and down the ballot and we're going to show America that when you vote blue, you vote true. And in 16 days, Virginia, with your help, doing the work I know you can do, standing tall and standing firm, fighting for the values we hold to be true, I know we will be celebrating. And today and tomorrow and into the future, we will know that Virginia did the work. So come on, Virginia, let's get it done.
Ain't she the best?